First tonight, our report on the incendiary radio host, Alex Jones. For years, Jones has been spreading conspiracy theories, claiming, for instance, that elements of the U.S. government allowed the 9/11 attacks to happen.
This indictment of Trump will make him the number one candidate. He's already the number one candidate. But this will add 10, 15 points to him in the Republican primary polls.
Okay.
I don't know exactly what happened. Sandy Hook's inconclusive.
For years, Alex Jones was the most powerful voice behind a disturbing conspiracy theory that the Sandy Hook shooting was a massive hoax.
Welcome to Conspiracy Theories Revealed. For more than 2 decades, Alex Jones, the American far-right radio host, has taken his audiences on a wild ride through some of the most bizarre, controversial, and sometimes even dangerous claims out there, successfully cultivating his own personal brand as an outspoken conspiracy theorist, all in the name of truth-telling.
What do you do when they've got the kids going in circles in and out of the building with their hands up? I've watched the footage, and it looks like a drill.
In this video, we dive into the world of Alex Jones's most outrageous conspiracy theories that will leave you shocked and questioning everything you thought you knew. From the U.S. government orchestrating the Oklahoma City bombings, to evidence that the deep state was responsible for the Trump assassination attempt, to the Microsoft global IT outage being part of a conspiracy to steal the 2024 presidential election, and many more. So brace yourself for a mind-bending exploration of the unbelievable with Alex Jones' wildest conspiracy theories. Number 10. The U.S. government orchestrated the Oklahoma City bombings.
One of the very first, very big lies that Alex Jones told upon getting his own radio show, and that is that it was the federal government who was behind the 1995 Oklahoma City bombing.
In fact, CNN today, how extremist threat remains 20 years after Oklahoma City bombing. And Kurt Nimmo breaks down the article at Infowars.com with the quotes pulled out, where they say now all libertarians, conservatives, the Republican Party themselves, they're basically terrorists.
Alex Jones has repeatedly claimed that the Oklahoma City bombing in 1995, which resulted in 168 deaths and 680 injuries, was an inside job by the U.S. government.
Now, I've made 3 films on Oklahoma City. I've interviewed the police officers that survived, the families of police officers that were tortured to death by the Justice Department and killed. I have covered every facet of it, and I'm not going to spend all day on this. I'm just going to tell you. If you're a new listener and you don't know what a self-inflicted wound is, what a false flag is, Hitler blew up, firebombed his own Reichstag right after being elected, February 27th, 1933. Nuremberg didn't even declassify it till about a decade ago. It was released.
He suggests that the bombing was a false flag operation to justify the expansion of federal power and to demonize the militia movement. Despite overwhelming evidence pointing to Timothy McVeigh and Terry Nichols as the culprits, Jones claims that the government either assisted or directly orchestrated the attack to manipulate public views and establish stricter domestic policies. Number 9, 9/11, an inside job.
I have been told that this is the gateway to the traction. That's how Trump does it. He enters it at one irrefutable point that they covered up what happened on 9/11, that they blocked the lawsuits, that Mueller was the guy that quarterbacked all that, and then he quarterbacked the entire cover-up, brought in 2 days after 9/11.
One of Alex Jones's most controversial theories is that the 9/11 attacks were orchestrated by elements within the U.S. government. He argues that the attacks were planned to justify the invasion of Iraq and Afghanistan, as well as to expand the national surveillance powers through legislation like the Patriot Act.
Call the White House and tell them, we know the government's planning terrorism. We know Oklahoma City and World Trade Center was terrorism. We know the Joint Chiefs of Staff wanted to blow up airliners, Baltimore Sun. If you do it, we're going to blame you because we know who's up to it. Or if you let some terrorist group do it, like the World Trade Center, we know who to blame. And you could save the planet.
Jones suggests that the Twin Towers were brought down by controlled demolition, not by the hijacked planes. Despite multiple investigations and scientific studies debunking these claims, his claims have contributed significantly to the so-called 9/11 truth movement. Number 8. The government has weather weapons.
Alex Jones has floated yet another conspiracy theory, this time about the tornadoes that ripped through the Midwest. In fact, he's considering that maybe, just maybe, Joe Biden, the president of the United States, ordered for weather bombs.
Jones has claimed that the U.S. government possesses technology capable of controlling the weather and causing natural disasters. He suggests that events such as hurricanes, floods, and droughts can be engineered to target specific populations or geographic areas for political or economic gain.
They just think you're stupid, and they don't want you knowing they are doing all of this. Carbon capture systems today explained why plants and animals were so much bigger and healthier in the past, but we've adapted to live in less air.
This theory often includes references to HAARP, High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program, as a tool for weather manipulation. Despite these claims, there is no credible scientific evidence supporting the existence of such technology or its use in weather control. Number 7. The Boston Marathon bombing was staged by the FBI.
Alex Jones. Now, this genius was already calling the Boston bombings a false flag conspiracy theory minutes after it happened. Oh, brilliant, Alex. Let me tell you, you're brilliant, man. Our hearts go out to those that are hurt or killed at Boston Marathon, but this stinks to high heaven. Hashtag false flag. Now, of course, what a false flag is something staged by the American government.
Following the Boston Marathon bombing in 2013, Jones suggested that the attack was staged by the FBI to promote the government's agenda of increasing surveillance and restricting civil liberties. He argued that the Tsarnaev brothers were puppets set up to take the fall for a government-orchestrated event.
Alex Jones.
His first tweet about it was within the first 30 minutes.
In the first 30 minutes, Alex Jones not missing an opportunity to make some cash off of this. And don't kid yourselves. I mean, he may be a loon, and it may be unfair to say it's just about cash. It's also just about bringing himself prominence in some fashion. Insisted that this was a false flag operation.
This theory was widely criticized and debunked, as evidence clearly showed the brothers' involvement and the motives behind their actions. Nevertheless, Jones's claims fueled public distrust and conspiracy theories surrounding the incident. At Conspiracy Theories Revealed, we also let you be the judge by encouraging you to share your comments and thoughts in the comments section of this video. Number 6, Bill Gates is an eugenicist trying to wipe out minorities.
I often talk about how vaccines are a miracle. They've saved millions of lives. But exactly how do they work? Well, they connect to the human immune system, which is itself really phenomenal.
Jones has often accused Bill Gates of using vaccination programs and other so-called health initiatives as a cover for a eugenics agenda aimed at reducing the global population, particularly among minority groups.
You will be destroyed, not us. Our will breaks you. God breaks Bill Gates. Yeah!
He claims that Gates' charitable efforts are part of a broader plan to depopulate the world and establish global dominance.
And this effect is very, very dramatic. We find that in every country of the world, this is repeated. The population growth goes down as we improve health.
This theory has been widely discredited, as Gates' charitable efforts have consistently promoted the notion that their mission is to improve global health and reduce the burdens of disease, with no evidence supporting Jones's claims of a hidden eugenics agenda. Number 5, the 2020 presidential election was stolen by the left.
Alex Jones, I believe, wants to get on. He feels that he has a particular take on the election that people need to hear. And since he's been thrown off of all the major media, he wants to get his word out. I think in all fairness, we should let him have a word.
Alex Jones was and still is one of the strongest supporters of the theory that the 2020 presidential election was stolen by the Democratic Party through widespread voter fraud.
They are alleging this is one county, Wayne County, Michigan. They are saying that there was a batch of ballots where 60% had the same signature. They are saying that 35 ballots had no voter record, but they were counted anyway, that 50 ballots were run multiple times through a tabulation machine, that one woman said her son was deceased, but nevertheless somehow voted.
He claims that the election was rigged to secure Joe Biden's victory and prevent Donald Trump from securing a second term as president. Despite multiple recounts, audits, and failed court cases, finding no significant evidence of widespread fraud,
witnessing the 100% reptilian rigged election. It's a globalist coup. It has been coordinated by communist China, big tech, and now Lord Biden, the communist pedophile Chi-Com agent, wants to bury your ballots, delay the results of the election, knowing that Donald Trump wins.
Jones and his followers continue to aggressively promote this theory, contributing to ongoing political division and mistrust in the electoral processes. Number 4, Trump arrest. The globalists are running scared.
Alex Jones, the InfoWars conspiracy theorist, you know that he's going to weigh in on the allegedly looming arrest of the failed former President Donald Trump.
Following the litany of legal troubles associated with former President Donald Trump,
This indictment of Trump will make him the number one candidate. He's already the number one candidate. But this will add 10, 15 points to him in the Republican primary polls.
Okay.
Jones claims that these actions were organized by globalist elites who feared Trump's influence and policies. He suggests that the arrests and investigations are part of a larger conspiracy to undermine and eliminate political opponents who threaten the globalist agenda.
Matter of days. In fact, it was Friday that both got the news he'd be indicted and that Vladimir Putin was indicted. So whether you love Trump or hate Trump, whether you like Putin or hate Putin, you have to understand this is part of the same globalist system that is moving against leaders they believe are not in line with their operations.
This theory matches Jones's broader conspiracy theories of a shadow organization manipulating global events to maintain control, despite lacking solid evidence. Number 3, Microsoft's global IT outage connected to theft of 2024 election.
System was sent an update, and that update had a software bug in it and caused an issue with the Microsoft operating system.
We begin with a breaking news update on a global IT outage crippling computer systems around the world.
It all stemmed from a system update by the tech company CrowdStrike. Many of you may have woken up to this blue screen on some of your laptops. It forced thousands of planes to a ground stop, creating massive lines and delays at train stations as well.
Jones has recently linked the July 19, 2024 global Microsoft IT outage caused by cybersecurity firm CrowdStrike to a claimed plot to interfere with the 2024 U.S. presidential elections.
But we begin with that massive Microsoft technology outage. Cybersecurity firm CrowdStrike says it identified a critical problem in its software and is working to fix the issue. Around the world, computer users were greeted with an error screen that some people have referred to as the Windows blue screen of death. The outage affected government entities and news organizations, as well as almost every industry across the globe, including banks, airports, healthcare providers, and retailers.
He claims that this outage was a testing ground for future cyber attacks aimed at manipulating electoral systems and guaranteeing the victory of certain political candidates.
Widespread CrowdStrike outages explain possible election implications. Really important article from GatewayPundit.com.
This theory ties into Jones's wider allegations of technological and cyber manipulations carried out by powerful elites, although no credible evidence supports these claims. Still, Jones's followers, who are in the millions, seemingly also support his theories. Number 2, all the evidence points to the left in the Trump assassination attempt.
I wouldn't want to be any of these globalist senators or people when this goes down, because you know what's going to happen. Because people know you did it, and they know that there's no choice. So you start this full hot red war, and you know what you're getting. You know what you're getting.
Jones is super vocal with his claims that the July 13th, 2024 assassination attempt on Donald Trump was arranged by left-wing members within the government and society.
If people don't get serious and get out of their comfort zones, I think they're going to demonize him, indict him. And then I think they'll blow his airplane up. I really, at a gut level, believe they're going to kill Trump.
Who's this? Trump?
I believe the deep state establishment will murder him.
He claims that various incidents, such as mail bombs and threats against Trump, are all part of a coordinated effort to eliminate him as a political threat.
Austin Private Wealth is a wealth fund based in Austin, Texas. It's been around since 2017. And its open mission is to make profits and then donate the majority of the profits to ESG-related BlackRock leftist organizations like the ADL, Black Lives Matter, you name it. And they don't just give directly to those groups, they then also give to larger leftist foundations that distribute the money.
This theory fits into Jones's larger theory of left-wing conspiracies targeting political leaders, but it lacks concrete evidence and has been widely dismissed by credible sources. Number 1, the Sandy Hook shooting was staged.
Did you believe any of it?
It's 100% real, and the media still ran with lies that I was saying it wasn't real.
Perhaps the most popular and certainly damaging of Jones's conspiracy theories is his claim that the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting in 2012 was a staged event.
Today, a major step towards the families of Sandy Hook victims finally getting at least some of the money legally owed to them by right-wing conspiracy theorist Alex Jones, a judge clearing the way for Jones to liquidate his assets.
He claimed that the massacre, which resulted in the deaths of 26 people, including 20 children, was a hoax carried out by gun control campaigners. Jones argued that the victims' families were crisis actors and that no children had died.
Being manipulated by some very bad people. I mean, I'll just say it because I got to be honest. He's slow.
But in court, he faced Jesse's mother.
Jesse was real. I am a real mom.
Testifying their 6-year-old son and their pain were real.
This theory has been thoroughly debunked, and Jones has faced numerous lawsuits from the victims' families.
That I never intentionally tried to hurt you. I never even said your name until this case came to court. I didn't even really know who you were until a couple years ago when all this started up. The internet had a lot of questions. I had questions. And over that 6-7 year period before I got sued, or 6-year period, it's clear you can see the whole progression of us, the few times we covered it, trying to actually find out what happened. And that's really been my big frustration, is that people have said that I'm personally trying to hurt them or coming after them when I question every big event, and a lot of times it turns out that we've not been told the truth.
In a significant legal defeat, Jones was found guilty of defamation and ordered to pay over $1 billion in compensation to the affected families, leading to his eventual acceptance that the shooting was in fact not a hoax.
Alex Jones's InfoWars conspiracy empire facing its final days.
This is probably the end of InfoWars here very, very soon.
A bankruptcy judge in Houston has approved the liquidation of Jones's personal assets, while also considering liquidating the parent company of his notorious media brand, all to help pay the nearly $1.5 billion settlement he owes the Sandy Hook families.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave us a like and check out other cool videos from our channel, Conspiracy Theories Revealed. Also, be sure to subscribe to our channel to be notified of more thought-provoking content on conspiracy theories and hidden truths from our latest videos, where we let you be the judge.